All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right, we should be up. We should be ready to go. I'm looking at everything. Looks like we're good to go. I want to go ahead and say hi to a couple people real quick. William E. is in the house. Kane Friday is in the house. James Schultz is here. James, thank you for being a channel member. Des Logic, William E. OC, you guys, thanks for being channel members. Definitely appreciate you. David Carlisle. Hey, Dave's not here, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being in here. On the landscape side, you have me, not me as in me, but me as in YouTube me. Good to see you. Thanks for being a moderator, my friend, and all the channel support that you show. All Things Silver is in the house. What's going on? Hope you all are well. Captain Vic, what's up? Red Silver, good morning. And remember, folks, that if you were in portrait or landscape mode and you want to go to the other side, all you got to do is go to the pinned message up top, click that link, and it'll take you over to the other stream. Brown Sugar, what's up, my friend? Good morning. I hope you were well. Good to see you. Landscape Rules, says Mark Thomas. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hey, Farm Dog's here. What's going on, Farm Dog? Happy to see you. Thanks for being in here. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for all the support. Just a couple quick announcements before we kick on in. Number one, I've got somebody who's fairly new to the hobby who's going to be here today. Of course, I have the old trusty Paula and Eric who are going to be joining us here in just a moment. But tonight, my buddy Tiger Stacker is doing his monetization gob. He just got his 4,000 hours. So if you weren't a part of the live stream that we did last night, Tiger and I, we talked about some stuff, gave some things away. Today is going to be his actual giveaway. So you make sure you go over, check him out, show him some support. Again, he's got his full monetization. It wouldn't happen without a lot of you. So just a huge thank you to everybody who's done that stuff to support Tiger. Tiger's done a lot to support me in the build in my channel. And again, so I in turn try to do what I can to support Tiger. So thank you so much for all the generosity that you guys have shown. And it should be fun. Hey, what's up, Vegas Stacker and Ink Man? Good to see you in. Thank you all for being in here. Vegas says, just stopping by for a thumbs up. Make sure you guys are all smashing that thumbs up. Share it out. That'll be fun as well. And let's go ahead and dig on in. So we've got a couple people here. So I'm going to go through these one-on-one. Of course, you know Mr. Eric Byer. How you doing, Eric? What's going on, brother? You doing well? Oh, I just realized that the desktop audio is off, so now people can hear you. Let's try that again. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning.
Oh, sorry. I was like, hey, why isn't Eric's voice moving? There we go. Now you're live. Okay. Yeah, you're doing pool filters, right?
Yeah, I think I got it fixed. I think it had a fail safe for the pressure. And the pressure wasn't high. My old filter used to go that high, but this one, I think it turns off when it hits 15 PSI.
Oh man, I have never owned a pool. I've always used them, but I've never owned one. I can't imagine all the maintenance that goes into doing one.
It's not too bad. Not
Vegas,
too bad.
if you want help, hit me up on email and I can walk you through a couple things. I can get you set up for some basic stuff. Reach out to me, let me know. Another good person to reach out for that is Great Scott. You can reach out to Great Scott. He's a good dude. He'll help you set up your initial stream. All right, so I'm going to jump on over to Paula real quick. Hi, Paula. How are you?
Good morning. I am fine. I wish I had problems like a pool filter.
Not necessarily, Paula. Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
first world problems, right? Yeah.
Right? Oh, man. Oh, so can I give a real quick Ida update?
You can definitely give an Ida update.
So her surgery went well. She had a rough night last night, but she was up this morning eating a popsicle, which is always a good thing. And they're going to try to get her up and get her in a chair today.
Oh, so yeah. They don't
took a couple steps yesterday, but yeah.
Outstanding.
They don't wait around for that. They get you moving right away.
Yep. So she just had a lot of pain yesterday, had a little rough time waking up from the anesthetic. But other than that, all is good. I'm hoping to talk to her today at some point. I'm not going to bug her, though. I told Sandy just to have her call me when she's ready. So,
And ladies
yeah,
and
good
gentlemen, if
news,
you'll
huh?
do me a favor, you guys know how to get a hold of Ida. Send her an email, get on her community page, let her know that you're sending a lot of love. You know, she does a lot for this community, so please do me a favor. Go send her your love. Let her know that you're thinking about her, and you know that'll do her some good. So I would greatly, greatly appreciate you for doing that. All right. Well, thanks for the update, Paula. I was just about to ask you if
Sure.
you had talked to her. I'm actually surprised you didn't end up staying there. I know you
Well,
had
I had a hard
obligations.
time. I had a hard time not staying there, and it made me feel a lot better when I found out that her daughter Sandy was going to be there. So,
Yeah, that's really good news. And I'm only a few hours away. If she needs anything, you let me know, and I'll pop my tail over there. I'll take my work computer and I'll head on over there as well. But
will do. Thanks.
cool beans. All right, so folks, I've got someone who's fairly new to our community. Came in, has watched a couple of the streams through different channels, and reached out to me about this last video I did regarding reals. And he's like, "Yo, dude, I've got some cool coins. I want to talk to you." Him and I have talked, we chit-chatted a lot. He brings a lot of energy and does a lot of cool things in this community that I think you guys will have a lot of fun with. His name is B Rad, and he is here now. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Hey, I'm so glad to be here. Honestly, hey, thank you for bringing me on. I guess I've just kind of been a part of this community on my own for a little while. You know, I blacksmith, I pour, I've been collecting my whole life. So yeah, and just coming across your channel, saw you had the energy as well, and so I'm very glad I reached out.
Well, I'm really glad that you're here. We're going to be, like I said, when we talk about Saturdays are kind of, we talk about certain items. We have general items. Normally this would be more of a Sunday discussion, but you and I had talked, we were talking specifically about like the reals and the various cobs. So I want you to get to that in just a minute.
Yeah.
But what I really want you to do,
Of course,
is let everybody know kind of how you got into the hobby. You talk about, you do blacksmithing. You actually teach little kids how to do it, right? Which I think is fabulous.
I taught at a 4-H camp and a Boy Scout camp as well. But yeah.
So I think that's fabulous, right? From somebody who loves to teach and likes to do that kind of stuff. The fact that you're growing hobbies and teaching kids skills, I think is fabulous. But you're also big on sword making. You're also big on music. You're big on coin collecting. And it
all kind of works together in a weird way.
Yeah. So very eclectic. So do me a favor. Tell me a little bit about how you got started into some of this. And again, we have Eric and Paula here. So as we have questions or stuff like that, we'll bring them up. But I want to just kind of do a introduction. Now, he's going to be setting up a channel. We're going to be talking about kind of direction and stuff. So we're going to be kind of going through some of that stuff. There are so many people. It's in. So if you go to the description of the video, I tagged him in there. So you'll be able to click on that. It should take you to his channel. You guys can hit that thumbs up. He's got one video that he did for the cob when we were talking about an 8 real. He put a little short up. I actually showed that coin last week. So,
and thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. So that stuff is there. So go over, check him out. He's still trying to develop the stuff, get the ideas together. So him and I are going to be working on some stuff.
But yeah.
Yeah, him and I are going to be working on some stuff on how we can schedule this. You guys know Ringmaster Ray. He's very much a kindred spirit to Ringmaster Ray. So I'll be connecting him to Ringmaster Ray as well. And he can give him some guidance as well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you. Go ahead and chit chat and tell people about what you're about. And fire away.
Just get going. Yeah, that works for me. Yeah. Well, I guess, it goes back to when the first movie I ever saw in theaters was Pirates of the Caribbean 1. And I felt like I was like, well, shoot, pirates are pretty cool. So I went home and I learned the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song on piano over the span of like 5 years after that. But super into pirates. And so like that kind of developed into like, okay, I want to learn how to blacksmith. I want to get into coin collecting, you know, all that kind of stuff. So started there. Now I basically I make a living as a professional musician. I've worked with Puddle of Mud. I've worked with Billy Strings, a couple of those guys. But you know, ultimately the entire time, basically my whole thing has just been I've been fascinated with history. So learned how to blacksmith, learned how to teach it to people. I worked at the Tybee Island 4-H Center for a little while, teaching blacksmithing. I worked at Lake of the Ozarks, Camp Han for a while, teaching blacksmithing as well. I mean, I make blades, I pour, all that. But, you know, ultimately, I just I feel like I just kind of want to preserve some lost arts and also just preserve some history that's being forgotten, you know. And I feel like end of the day, you know, just having, you know, I mean, I've got a few coins, you know, but you know, some of these, you know, mainly I do, you know, I started with Greek and Roman because I was able to find them pretty cheap and, you know, start my collection there with, you know, some bronze coins, and I cleaned them and all that. But I've kind of recently branched into mainly Spanish coinage, stuff like that. I've got some U.S. coins. I found a bunch of them metal detecting too, just around my neighborhood because I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. And also if my, you know, voice cuts out at any point, I'm literally just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, but yeah, you know, I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy that Frostbyte hit me up, and honestly, yeah, I'd love to be a part of the community, make some videos about my coins, and you know, spread knowledge on how to do that, as well as, I mean, shoot, maybe eventually teach about some blacksmithing stuff too. I made a 1,000-layer katana the other week, and I've done a bunch of stuff like that. You know, I've been fixing up my trailer. You know, we had a couple broken parts. I ended up forging them just to make it work out. And yeah, so thank you for having me. And I guess that's about what I got.
Yeah, well, the one reason that I wanted to reach out and do this was because if you look
Yeah.
at the members of this community, we have stackers, we have collectors, we have people who like to metal detect, we have people who love to forge. You know, they do forging artwork. We've got some artists here who have done some amazing works, and you just kind of fit in, but you bring an energy that I wanted people to see. And again, one thing, and Paula can say, I'll let Paula talk a little bit about one of her passions, so you can hear kind of her scope on this, which is why I'm really glad you're here.
Yeah.
You're here, and Eric is very much the same way. If we don't find people in this hobby who are passionate about doing it, then we might lose the hobby because there's just,
I feel you there. And
it's
I'm
tough.
seeing prices just go up and up and up too. You know, like people just buying for bullion to melt. And it's just, man, like we need to preserve that history, you know?
So
Sorry, I'm losing you a little bit. My bad.
that's okay. I know you guys are out in the sticks, so no big deal. So one thing that he was talking about, so he metal detects in his backyard. But when you talk about metal detecting in his backyard, how many acres are you on?
I'm on 46.
So his backyard's not like mine, which is like, 40 by 45. So when he talks about metal detecting his backyard, he's got a huge thing. Now he had a
We were
find.
talking earlier too. I found an 1808 large cent not too long ago. I was showing him that one. He's got the same, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I had to buy mine. But he's now you're in the Mississippi River Valley, correct?
Yes. Oh, Missouri, technically.
Oh, Missouri. Okay.
I'm kind of in Missouri, but around there.
So he's
It's all the same.
He's in an area where there's a lot of history. And we have history here in Texas,
Yes.
but again, we'll find Spanish stuff, but I'm not going to be finding near some of the stuff that he has, especially colonial things of that nature. But what I want you to do, you're going to have to go inside. I know that it's going to get a little choppy.
Yes.
But I want you
If
to.
it gets choppy, I'll show you.
I want you to talk to them about the find that you had when you were on your metal detecting trip and you came across that little box.
Wait, when I found the coin collection from the
Yeah.
1820s, is that what you're talking about? Sorry, you cut out a little bit, but yeah. Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So I'm gonna explain it before I go inside because my service cuts out a little bit when I open the door. But so I was metal detecting the old town of Providence. Just it's south of here a little bit, but right off the river. So I found somebody's coin collection from the 1820s, before the town flooded, and I ended up finding some Greek coins and a music box from someone who was collecting coins like way back then, 200 years ago. And so I've got a couple of those here, but one of them was an Alexander the Great tetradrachma. I've got some Roman coins that were in there, as well as some like older dimes, stuff like that. But here, yeah. If I cut out, my bad. Sorry.
No, it's all
Yeah,
good.
here, I'll show you a couple of those.
Yeah, so he found
Okay,
he found some cool coins, like early seeded stuff, all in a little box. I think it's a really cool story.
Yeah, so it was all in a music box, and the music box is at my mom's. It was like a little silver thing, but yeah, this is an Alexander the Great tetradrachma that I found in there. But I also found let's see. Oh shoot, my stuff's all a mess. But okay, sorry. Found a little seeded, or sorry, flying eagle scent in there as well. Couple real old ones. So this one you can barely see, but that's a Byzantine coin. Whoever was there had a collection going for a while, and it seemed to be a big estate that I was metal detecting at. But we got a 3-cent silver from the 1850s. So I mean, sorry, I said 200 years old. It's probably closer to 150. But a bunch of stuff in there, and let's see, the rest of it. Let's see. Yeah, this Roman coin as well. It was a couple coins. I found some buttons as well. There's another Roman coin. But it really just kind of goes to show how long this collection has, like, this hobby has been going on for, and there was somebody who lived at that house I was metal detecting at and had no expectations of finding anything at. And this hobby's been going on for hundreds of years, and it really sucks to see how it's been kind of going to shit. Sorry. But like you see people buying coins for scrap and bullion and stuff like that, and so much history is lost every time that a coin is melted down for silver to be put into bars and stuff like that. And honestly, yeah, I really did think it was really cool to find just a music box that was 200, 150 years old that was filled with coins going back to even, Greek and Roman times, from someone who had the same hobby that we do right now. And it was left there, and I just happened to find it, which is super cool. And I was just telling him about that a little bit ago. But I did also find the large scent was separate from that find. That was just little something I found around here. The town of Providence is a little bit south from here, but yeah. Honestly, yeah, and if anything, that means, like, we need to keep it going, respect the hobby. Just make sure to keep spreading the word, and just showing how important it is to preserve that history, that finding those coins and keeping them protected and preserved, and so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from.
That's really cool. So Paula has that the same belief. She loves this hobby. I'll tell you, out of all the people that I know in this hobby, she's probably one of the most intelligent when it comes to studied, researched, and her willingness to work and help to identify things for people. If she doesn't know, I almost guarantee. If she doesn't know, I almost guarantee you she knows the people to get a hold of to help get you an answer. So we talked right before the stream. We're going to get you connected with some of those people to look at some of these things and start looking at authenticities and give you some tools to get you kind of set it on a knowledgeable path. But what really excited me in talking with you over the last week and a half was the passion that you have for a lot of things that the members of my community like to do. And so just again,
honestly, if I can give anything back, I will, I promise. I've been teaching blacksmithing for a while, and I mean, if there's anything I can give back for what you've done for me, and as well as just introducing me to people that are, well integrated into the hobby, I feel like the vibe I get is just that, yeah, everybody's kind of here for each other. So, if there's anything I can offer, I would love to. That sounds awesome.
So you embody the same thing you'll see in a lot of these people that are in this community, which is people here come together to be part of something bigger than themselves. And whatever it is, if it's metal detectors, if it's scavengers, salvagers, if it's coin enthusiasts, if it's people like Paula who are, really dedicated to the education and dissemination of anti-AI bad Chinese channels that
I got hit with one of those
disinformation.
this week. I bought 2 peace dollars from China. They both came in and they were literally hollow, like aluminum shells that were hollow. And I picked them up. I called eBay. I ended up getting a refund, but yeah, no, it's rough. And especially I've got a bunch of friends that have gotten into it that they've been trying to get, their collections starting up, and they buy like allegedly old cash coins or, spade money or knife coins, and they come in, they get them appraised and they're fake. It's got to stop,
Yep, we're right there with you. So again, we're on the front lines. We're going to connect you, get you set up, and we'll make sure that you have information. I want to thank you for coming up, kind of introducing yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you got the channel linked in here. I'll be working with him more offline to kind of do some stuff. But B-Rad, thank you so much for coming up, hanging out, for coming up. We'll talk more. We're going to do some shorts. He's going to be putting out some shorts. He's going to be giving me some contacts so I can do some shorts based off the coins. We're going to be doing some collabs. So see some work between him and I coming out shortly. Absolutely. But please go over, give his channel some love, and let him know that Frosty sent you guys over.
Hey, I didn't see the channel link in the description.
I'm pretty sure.
But real quick, B-Rad, if you can get to our private chat and StreamYards, I posted some links in the private chat for you. I don't know if you can get to them.
So I missed everything. My bad. We got a storm coming in.
I'll reach out to him, Paula.
Just send him those links that I shot over into the private chat.
Yeah, I got you. So what she did is she sent you some information. I'll get those to you. I'll send those to you over email, and we'll get those out to you. So again, thanks, Bud, for coming up. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
Have a good one, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Of course. Oh, do you want me to show the Spanish coins, or that was last week? My bad.
It's all good. We'll do more of that later on. Again, we'll have you up again. I just wanted to introduce people, call your channel out, get you up here, and
thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, Bud. Well, you have a great day. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I think that's the one. Okay. Okay.
All right. Dude's a ham. He's funny as heck.
I would like to have a little bit of his energy.
He is
a little bit, 10%.
He is fireball. He loves stuff. He's passionate about it. We need people like him in the hobby, right?
His channel link's not in the description.
It should be his name. So if you click on his name, it should take you to his channel.
It doesn't give you a link, but it's at Bradley Snyder 221.
Yeah, the tag is there, but I don't see a channel link.
I'll make sure we get that put in there. I'll remedy that. If one of my moderators can reach out and grab that and throw that in, I would greatly appreciate that. And then I'll make sure that that's put in there. But he brings fire, and he was talking about some of the stuff that he found. And now authenticating coins is something we're going to have to get with him. And, he's brand new, but he's passionate about a lot of stuff. But
it sounds like he travels a lot. It sounds like he travels a lot. So he has a great advantage there because
Yeah.
he will be able to find some really good coin shops during his travels that could help him authenticate some of that stuff.
Stacking with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate the super chat. That's great. Yeah, but he brings an energy. He brings a level that is it's a ton of fun to watch. It's fun to talk to him. He goes over his coins. I want to sit down with him and kind of go over a few coins at a time. He's got all the cobs for all the reals, every one of them. He's got different years, different dates. He's got all of the varieties. He's got the column, the stack wave. He's got the bust. He's got the hammered. He's got the edge. He absolutely loves the Spanish real. So I'm going to have him up and we're going to do a series of shorts and kind of engage and kind of walk him through doing stuff. I'm going to help him grow his channel because he's really about the hobby. He loves what he does, but he's like us. He wants to teach people about stuff and he's hungry to learn. And so I wanted to introduce him to everybody, kind of really bring him into the channel. So again, please, if I can get one of my moderators to find that at Bradley Height, is it Bradley 221? Bradley Height 221?
Snyder?
Bradley Snyder 221. Yeah. If somebody can go out there, grab that link. I'll pull it up. I have him on there. Let me do that really fast. But yeah, he's a hoot. Like he's a lot of fun and he has energy. And
you know who I thought of when he was talking about the bands that he's like traveled with or whatever was I thought about Sterling because Sterling loves Billy Strings. I don't know who that is, but Sterling Cannabis loves Billy Strings. Hi, Malcolm.
I know that name, so hold on just a sec. I'm going to throw in.
I guess it's like a bluegrass or I don't know.
Okay, I got his channel. All right, so his channel link is in here, and he calls himself B-Rad. So there is the link. It won't work in portrait mode. The link, you can't actually do it. So you're going to actually have to copy that from there and put that in. Oops, that's not B-Dar. It's B-Rad. I cannot spell. How about I remove that and try this again? There we go. And I'll put that in the description so it'll be there. But please go over there, like his channel, subscribe to him. Yeah, I think he's got like one thing up. I missed the super chat. Who did the super chat? Sorcerer Stan, $2 one. Take that, Kraken. You're a nut. And then Kraken comes back, or is that me? That's me with a $2 two. You guys are nuts, man. You guys are nuts.
Oh goodness, sorry.
Oh, that's okay, grandbaby. But yeah, show him some love. We're gonna grow him. We're gonna help him grow his channel. He brings a lot of fire, so I wanted to introduce him and have him come up. But yeah, we'll talk art, we'll talk music, we'll talk stacking, collecting, pouring. Again, he teaches 4-H kids the Invisible River with a $3 super chat or super sticker. Thanks so much, bud. But yeah, so I thought that it'd be fun to introduce him, kind of give him a kind of front row to community awareness. But he does bring a lot of fire. He's got a fireball. He's a fireball of energy. So, what are you guys doing today? What do you guys have going on?
Boy, just watching to make sure my pool. It's so far. I think it's good. I think it had a limit switch on it, but I got to pick some friends up from the airport, and then I don't know. I might do a reveal this afternoon. It depends if Chuck's doing reveals or not. And that's it. Looking at coins, what I always do.
So is he going to, do you have anything planned, or are you going to wait to see if he does?
I have something scheduled, but I will change my schedule so he can do his.
Gotcha. I got you.
But
What are
besides
you?
that, 4:30, I got to hit the airport, pick some friends up that are coming into town. That's about it for me. Let's search coins. I've got a big old box that I got in, so I've got to process those and go from there.
Mark Thomas, $3 super chat. There's a little bit of a banter thing going on here. It's too much fun. Well, your friend, is he coming in from another state, or is he local, or
From
what's going on?
Arizona.
From Arizona? Oh man.
Yeah.
It's been hot there.
He's retiring here, and he's still working. So he's already bought his house that he's going to retire to. So he comes for a couple weeks every few months. And he's got like 2.5 more years left of working.
That's cool. Yeah, I can't wait till I'm at that point. I got like 8 years left before I retire, before I do that kind of stuff. So
It's boring.
Retirement is boring. No, it isn't. I actually keep myself very busy. I got all sorts of yard work to do. I'm a pool boy.
You're a pool boy. Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
I hang out with you guys.
he takes good care of his wife too. He makes breakfast for her every day, and
Used to
Nice.
pack her lunch for work every day, but she retired now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So now I just cook dinner.
Man, I could have gone off with that. I'm just gonna be quiet.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good.
That's okay. My mind went towards the gutter at first too.
Anyway,
what's up, Seth Remo Slayer? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Hey, Kraken, you doing okay, bud? You all right? I don't like your message very much.
uh-oh.
You doing all right? Let me know if you're okay. If not, you let us know. We'll get you taken care of. Let us know you're okay. I want confirmation from
Kraken.
I want confirmation from Kraken that he's okay.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
It's out today. I wish it'd go away. It's too hot. Hold on, I got
Too
something.
hot.
But
You have a pool.
I don't have a pool. Eric has a
Oh.
pool.
I thought that was Eric that said it's too hot.
Oh no,
it's hot here, but it's not too hot. It's only 86 here. 100% humidity, so it feels hot, but the pool wouldn't be much relief because the pool I think is like 88 degrees right now. So
Oh, that's perfect.
oh, it is. You get right in, but if you're going in to cool down, you better wait until 3:00 in the afternoon.
Right? Oh, come on.
Farm Dog says he loves his retirement.
Oh, it's not all bad. I'm just complaining.
All right, Crack. Hey, dude. Again, man, anytime somebody says something, I never let something slide. If I see something that questions, I'm going to ask. So I appreciate you showing everybody love and letting everybody know that you appreciate them. I just wanted to make sure you're okay, bud. Okay. Any message like that, I learned a long time ago, always ask, because you never know when somebody's trying to reach out for a helping hand. So yeah, making sure you're good, buddy. That's all. Love you, and I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're doing well. So, and that goes for everybody. If you ever see messages from people like that, don't be afraid to ask. You'd be amazed at what you can learn and what you can do to help people. A little bit of kindness goes a long, long way. So always ask. Even if people think you're being nosy, doesn't matter. Always make sure people are all right.
Everybody knows I'm nosy.
Well, yeah. There's another word I would say, crusher of dreams.
No,
Crush
kind
your
of.
dreams. Nice.
Who came up with that? Was that Amanda?
I don't know. Probably.
I think Amanda was the one who. I can't remember the first time I heard that. I was like, crusher of dreams. It's like it's damage, and then I was like,
It's damage.
oh, And so that was about the time that you were like, okay, I want you to make a video on this and tell me what the difference between these are. Yeah. Okay, you were close. Now tell me
I
where
will be ranting.
tell me
on
where you went
Monday.
wrong. Yeah. So then I was like,
Monday,
oh,
I'm
I know
gonna
why
have a
they,
good rant.
I know why they, I know why they call her that. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Ringmaster Ray, you missed a fellow kindred spirit. I just introduced somebody new to the hobby that
Good morning, Ringmaster Ray. Thanks for the compliment.
brings your hobby and stuff. So I go, Eric.
Well, you know who
I
I
just
learned
picked that
my
up. That's funny.
you know who I learned my dream crushing technique from, don't you?
Ken Peavy.
Eric. You might know him,
Probably.
Eric.
I have an assumption that I do.
You might know him.
Oh, yeah, that would be Charles.
It might be.
Oh, that's him. He just says what it is. I mean, he doesn't want to sugarcoat it. There's no need to.
I love
Yeah.
that. But see, this is the thing about Paula too. I like that she is straightforward, because I don't like dealing with people who have no idea where you stand. I don't like it, man. I like to know where I'm at. I don't care if you seem, what's up, Snoopy? I don't care if you, if I feel like you just took a chunk out of me, I know where you're at. So I can meet you at that level now. Right. So yeah, I enjoy Chuck. I like listening to him. I like talking with him. He'll tell you when you're wrong. Like, he's like, no, that's all right.
Yes, he will.
But if you understand the intent of, he really wants you to know facts, like he wants you to know the truth. Paul is the exact same way. And, it's no.
Except I'm a little nicer.
You are. You're easy. It's easier to get it from you than it is
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah. Sometimes
I'm a little.
I've seen you when you're not been so nice.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I've never got it like some of the people have got it on Facebook. I look sometimes and I just go, ooh.
Yeah, I have my limits.
I still love the Mr. Big Man comment.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Sometimes the truth hurts. So
Well, we are not doing anybody any favors by sugarcoating anything. If
That's
you
right.
if you truly want to learn something, then why would I want to waste your time, like trying to make it all nicey and sugarcoat it? Let's just get to the point, get you over it. Get you, because sometimes people will spend months. I've seen people spend years on a single coin that they have convinced themselves is special. And so, I mean, it's a shame, really, but I'm not doing anybody any favors.
They put as much energy into understanding what is going on with it as they do thinking it is what it is. They'll learn.
Right.
Well, but this goes with all sorts of things. I mean, you see this in mental health, where people look for people that will just tell them what they want to hear. And once they do it, man, you never, ever, even if somebody says it to him in jest, like that dude that got that letter that said, on that coin, who did he get the letter
Heritage?
from? Heritage, yeah. And took it
10,000.
Yeah, took it as like, oh yeah, see, they know that it's worth much more than this. Yeah, so you'll get some people that just they want to hear it, they want to believe it. That's where they're going with it.
Yeah.
82 small date copper pennies.
Oh,
This is this, and I'll sell it to you for $5,000. And I says, it's worth 3 cents.
And
you just want to buy my valuable coin for 3 cents. And I says, no, I actually don't want to buy it at all.
Right.
It's worth 3 cents, and that's scrap metal value. It's worth a penny.
Yeah. At the end of the day, people like that is the motive. It's all about finding some sucker that will buy it from them, or that will tell them it is something so that they can turn around and sell it and say, well, I was told that it is something, so I'm going to sell it. We actually have a Ike dollar that will be showing on Monday that we told this person exactly what it was, and they turned around and it is up on eBay right now for sale, and it's a shame. So you'll see that. We get that a lot.
See, that's
We
one
don't
thing.
often find the listing. We don't often find the listing where they have turned around and put it up for sale. But this time the listing was found by Amanda. So
That's one thing that it always fascinates me when, and I guess it comes from the way I was taught, is that if you go to somebody and you ask for advice, and you should take it. If you're going to somebody who's considered an expert or very knowledgeable in a subject, and they say it's not what you think it is, then you need to do some research and find out why they say that, right?
mm-hmm.
But it boggles my mind to go, well, you're wrong. Well, why did you come to me? Why did you?
Yeah, you get that way too often. I can tell you that.
I don't get it.
I cringe when I get a bunch of emails. When I answer them, I just go, "Oh boy, this won't end up good."
You can tell.
Lately, it's usually one topic. But lately, people have been taking it a lot better. I don't know if I'm getting a different quality of people asking questions or what.
Yeah, they do sometimes. They'll surprise you.
So
They will surprise you sometimes.
Paula, John doesn't know you, does he?
He does. I love John.
No, Paula is a sweetheart. No, and again, I joke with you guys know I love Paula. I appreciate these two more than they know.
I've known John for a long time.
But yeah, I give Paula grief. I actually like it when she's like, "No, that's not right." No, right? Adamant to the fact.
That's
when she's the crusher of dreams.
Yeah, but what I respect from Paula, and we've gone through discussions like this, and she's explained to me why she's this way. Well, I better be careful how I say that.
I don't understand why people actually. She doesn't seem to say anything that is that hurtful, in my opinion. I've listened to a lot of it and read a lot of it, and it just seems like she's just telling the truth.
just telling it like it is.
So what I've seen in the discussion, Paula and I've had a lot of conversations about this. The one thing that I admire is Paula has an opinion. If you don't know that, then here's the news flash for you.
Well, she has more than one opinion, just so you know.
But
Yes,
Paula's
that's true.
opinion, if provided fact, if you can validate, Paula will change her opinion. But you can't just say, well,
Absolutely.
I told you, because that doesn't mean jack to her. You need to say, here's the evidence. Here's what I've done. Here's the research that I've done. Here are the people that have validated it. Can you look over this, provide me feedback? She'll come back and she'll say, well, talk to a couple other people. They can see the point. They think you might be right. We're going to continue to research it, but I think you might be onto something. And she will acknowledge you. But if you're wrong, she'll come back and say, this is what we found. This is why.
You're wrong.
This
buddy.
is what you're seeing. This is why it's wrong. This is why. But she won't just say you're wrong and then kick you out the door. They'll provide you a lot of information, give you the resources, tell you who to talk to. They'll give you the points of contact or who to speak with. So that's one thing I really enjoy. You see the same thing with Coin Show Podcast, right? That those two guys will break it down. They'll tell you where to find it, how you get it, where they pulled their information from, their years of experience, how they came about it. They'll tell you some names of people. Chuck does the same thing. He'll be dropping names of people who are long gone, who, when you go back and look at him, you're like, oh my God, like these guys actually wrote the book on this.
Yeah, but Chuck actually met most of those
Knew them,
people.
yeah.
I just get to read their research and stuff. Chuck actually like physically knew these people. It's incredible when he starts telling you about people that he met and did research with and this and that. I mean, it's amazing.
Delma Romines and
Yes.
Helen Herbert and all sorts of them. Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing to me.
He's got a box of Delma Romine stuff that is like old coins that were never picked up with old notes. And it's really fascinating.
It is. Like I just got an entire box full of JT Stanton's photographs from Ken Potter. I can't make there's nothing written on them. They are just photographs. So I get to go through and like say,
try to figure them out,
which is cool, but yeah, it's tough.
And you can only imagine how many photographs he had, because there's books and books and books of his photographs.
I have a full medium flat rate box full of them. So, and that's just
a drop in the bucket.
Yes,
sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Invisible River Ranch, that is exactly right. If you send me a coin, a picture of a coin, and I give you what I think it is, then it falls back on you. It is your coin. You have the burden of proof now. It's not my burden of proof to prove what I'm saying to you. If you disagree with me, then the burden of proof lies with you.
Which is, it's exactly how it should be. Yes.
In subjective things, you have to have not just opinions, but proof too.
Yes, numismatic evidence. Like you need to come back with numismatic based evidence to me.
I mean,
I want you to try to prove me wrong. I want you to.
Stuff on copper coins that is just like that. We lean towards, we don't think it's something, but we still list it until we can prove that it's not, because sometimes you just can't prove that it's not.
Yeah. And there's, you look at, there's almost weekly, I see an exchange between experts in error coins.
Yes.
Where they will go back and forth with their opinions, never completely coming to an agreement, because there are just things that unless you are there to see it happen, you can only speculate using your knowledge of the minting process and stuff. That's all you can do.
That's another thing that makes what you do on Live Coin Q&A so hard, is you are trying to diagnose something from a photograph, and 90% of the time it's a substandard photograph.
Correct.
And sometimes there are things you just got to have the coin in your hand so you can actually move it, turn it, look at it, tilt it, do all sorts of stuff to actually see it.
And then we do that often. We will do that. We will have them, especially when we think that there is something there.
Yeah.
Then we don't take the coins ourselves, because we don't have that type of insurance to cover if anything happens to it. But we will have them send them to people that are covered by that thing, or they have a bigger bank account. You know what I mean? Like we don't, hopefully at some point we will get to that point where we can start doing attributions or coin examinations and stuff. But right now it's a liability thing. So we just don't touch that.
And a lot of that, you have them when they mail it. Because usually they mail it, they pay for the postage to mail it back.
They do. Yes.
So when they come up and they say, I want it insured for this much, and then you say, well, okay, then you pay for the insurance for that much.
Correct.
That relieves the liability off of you, because they're paying for the shipping and insurance.
Yeah, it does.
So if they say they value that coin at $1,000 and they want to insure it for $1,000, that's on them. Even if it's not worth $1,000, when you ship it back to them, you still insure it for that much.
But on the other hand, we have had coins examined in hand, one in particular that ended up being worth $31,000.
Right.
That 69 large date Canadian
instance there.
No.
Or are you talking the
43
the brockage? Yeah, God. But you guys have found, and
I still think that sold for more than it was worth.
You do?
I think it was worth 20 grand.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I mean, I think you guys initially said 18.
Listen, That is so subjective because
Oh, it is.
the
It's
thing
actually worth what somebody
is,
will pay for it. So it's worth $31,000.
and there is
That's what
no
somebody
other
paid.
example out there, not even close to another example of it
Yeah.
out there. So there is nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, rarity commands higher prices.
Well, not rarity. Price. It has. I mean, in rarity commands the people that bid on it. That's like that. The 58p double dies.
Yes.
They command the money because they know there's two of them. There's a lot of speculation on whether they're real or not, but people got to have them, and they know there's not going to be no more.
So here's why I say I think the price was appropriate, because out the gate, the first person that examined that coin in hand, professional that examined that coin in hand at PCGS, offered 16,000 out the gate.
Right, and that's when we originally, I think we
Because
talked
that
about this
person
before. I said it was worth
resells
20
it.
grand, and that's
Yeah.
just me assuming. And I don't know anything about errors really. I mean, what I know, I'm probably dangerous with.
I think what happened. So that person sells errors. That's all they do. They only sell errors.
Well, it's probably worth
Nothing
60
else.
by now.
Huh?
The next time it goes to auction, it'll probably get 60.
It very well could.
Yeah.
And
it will go to auction again.
I think that this person had a buyer that offered a certain amount, quite possibly double what that offer was originally.
And that could be the person that bought it for 31,000.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think it was the person.
Because that's a pretty tight knit group.
Yes.
It's just like what stuff I do. The people that are really into Lincoln scent varieties, it's kind of a tight knit group.
Mm-hmm. But on your thing, Frostbyte, that coin also, that large date Canadian. So we've had several very expensive coins come through our show.
There have been
I've had the privilege of helping them get them authenticated. We give, so what we do is we say, yes, we think that you have something there. Let's pass it on to someone who can have it in hand and authenticate.
The large date dime was something that was easy to do by a picture, though. Actually, the 43 cent was something you could do by the picture.
It was. We have had
there was
others.
No mailing needed.
We have had others that were not easy to do from photo. There is an art. There really is, and it has taken us years. I've talked about this because I've seen other people trying to do what we do. And I want people to become teachers. I've talked about that with Frostbyte before. I want people to become teachers.
Well, when you try to give an opinion or tell somebody what something is, you're teaching yourself at the same time.
Correct. It's the best way to learn, I think. And I really think but you've got to be sure. There is a huge responsibility that comes with what we do. A huge responsibility, because it can affect somebody's bank account. Like it can cost them money if we're right or if we're wrong. So we need to be sure. We don't guess. That's one thing that we don't do. We need to be sure. And there is an art that has taken us years to get good at. There's an art to looking at photographs of coins.
There is. That goes back years and years and years to the printed books.
Mm-hmm.
The photographs were not plentiful and they were not good because it was expensive.
Right.
It's cost prohibitive to put a bunch of photographs. Now with digital photography, you can put 40 photos of a coin up if it needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas back when JT Stanton was doing it, a roll of film was $7.
Yeah, you got a front and a back.
$7 doesn't seem like a lot now, but in 1975, $7 was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you tried to get 10 coins out of that roll of film. So you might take 3 pictures.
Yep. I've got 3 if I'm lucky with these coins. But let me tell you something. You should see some of these coins that I've got photographs.
Like I said, when I first met him, he gave me a book, the Georgia Gems book.
Yes.
And it was amazing. And it's like you're looking at stuff, and it's stuff that's not in the cherry picker's guide, but it's all good enough to be in the cherry picker's guide, or better than the stuff in the cherry picker's guide. Because a lot of it was colonial stuff, stuff that you'll never ever come across again.
Yep. I've got tokens, all kinds of things in here. It's just unbelievable. And all of these were photographed by him. So he had these coins at some point, which is amazing to me.
Well, him and Bill Thiva, they were really, they were relentless at searching through coins.
And they had a lot of people. They had a huge network.
That Georgia Gems was a club.
Yeah.
And the book was just like the highlights of their newsletters over the years. And it was great stuff. I don't think the club's around anymore.
Yeah, Coach, that's correct. It's not always 100% possible to verify a coin through photos.
That is right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sometimes you got to hold it in your hand.
And at those times, we will send people to somebody else and have those coins looked at in hand. It's not as often as people would think, though, because most of the time we can tell people what they have through a photograph,
or at least lead them in the right direction.
Right.
You know, and like I say, the photographs and the actual data is getting better and better, and will get better and better over the next years. Not just for Lincoln Cents, for everything.
Right. And we won't, if we don't get good photographs, if the person cannot send, it will ask for more photographs, like sometimes several times. Okay, that's getting better, but if we can't get a good photograph, we'll just tell them that we aren't able to diagnose their coin.
Yeah, there was a coin that was on that I got on late, and they says, "Hey, could you take a look at it?" They can get a closer picture of that 68D mint mark.
Snoopy.
That really tell them what die pair that was.
Snoopy just gifted 5 memberships, y'all. Thank you so much, Snoopy.
Number 2 or something like that. And it's like, well, just look at the mint mark, because that's like the best marker for that coin.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, Christopher Smith, LJ Silver, MLZB 7 Stacks. They all got gifted memberships. Thanks, Snoopy. Appreciate you. U.S. Army Medic also got one. That's outstanding. Appreciate you, my friend.
No way. Sorry about that, Frostbyte.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, there was no way to tell where the mint mark was on the photos they provided, so.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, you can't. That goes back to the whole guessing thing.
Right.
You know, yeah, you'll get people on there who will give you an answer. They're guessing because there's no way
they said that.
They
said, we think it's this. And then when I got on, they said, hey, can you take a look at that? And we think it's this. And I looked, and it could be that, but they're all very similar, except for mint mark locations and a couple markers. And the mint mark location should be good enough to get you to where you can verify it yourself, you know?
Right.
Well, so Coach was talking about when we identified the that half cent, right? When the 4 of us were looking at the coin and breaking all that stuff out. And he's like, well, you made me weigh it. And I'm like, but we also, there's the edge, right? The rim. A lot of people forget about the third side. So sometimes you can't authenticate it because you're not seeing the whole coin. You're only seeing the 2-dimensional portion of it. So you can't actually look at it and see those items and see if that edge lettering is there. Make sure that it's on the right size planchet. You can't tell the size.
With that coin, when we went back to researching the little sisters, when I got to open my book on that, come to find out there were several different weights. There's a huge weight variance for that coin.
Yeah.
Well,
so weight was not a determining factor.
Quality control wasn't the greatest. You know, they were doing a lot of stuff by hand back then. So
exactly.
Making planchets, I'm sure there was a not a very fine tolerance. It was an extreme tolerance.
Exactly.
Hey, Shift. Make sure you thanks for smashing that thumbs up.
Where they had to be more specific
Yeah.
with bronze and copper cents, and they didn't need that, monetary backing. I guess that's what what you call it, because the silver was backed.
I still think that was one of the funnest streams that has ever happened on my channel.
That was a lot of fun. I
That
had a lot
was-
of fun researching that.
That was so
That's what
cool.
I get out of what I do. I love playing
Yes.
Columbo. I
Mhm.
love digging into something that really is a challenge to decipher and see if I can decipher it through evidence. And I've just been working on one, as a matter of fact. I can't get into details on it, but it's been pretty interesting weekend. And it was what coin I found in the reveal, and it's like, wow, it can be both of these. And then all of a sudden it turns out it is both of them. So
Nice. Love you too, Compton. Yeah, I get to do that. I get to do that very frequently. I get to research stuff that I never knew anything about. Now, we had B-Rad on, and he's very, very interested in ancients. I won't go down that rabbit hole.
I love reals.
I don't have. You have to almost be, huh?
I have a few, but
Yeah.
I'm not an expert by any means at that.
No, you would have to almost exclusively do that.
Yeah.
Like it would have to just be, because there is so much to know and so much involved. And I don't even, it's almost like currency. I stay away from that too.
Yeah, I
do.
I've been watching an online auction go on while we've been here, and I just watched a Hawaii bill sell for $650, and there ain't no way it was worth that.
Wow.
What was the denomination?
It was a $1 bill.
Oh man, that thing would have had to have been flawless.
It wasn't.
Yeah, no. Didn't pick one up
It was
for
a live bidder,
Is there
though. It was
something with
somebody
the
who
serial number? Or?
I didn't even look that far. I just saw that the online bidding was at $15 for it, and then the floor bidding just went nuts.
Wow.
So maybe it was something special. I don't know.
Somebody saw something.
Somebody saw something that they thought was going to make that thing worth a fortune, and I couldn't see it. But I'm, like I say, like you get back into it, I'm not a currency expert at all. I did get fascinated. You had that guy on Live Coin Q&A, and he just blew my mind by doing the math.
Kingdom currency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Sam
dude's
is like
that dude's wicked when it
can't-
comes to currency.
Like, oh yeah, maybe that is a rare bill. There's one chance in 56 million. I'm like,
right.
what?
Yeah.
Sam
Put
can
that in
tell you
your head?
about that. I don't know. That guy, he's talk about somebody who has a lot of energy. I don't think Sam, like when he talks, there's no like punctuation.
Right.
there's no period, there's no commas. It just goes.
It is a
just all
constant
runs together.
stream of consonants and vowels.
Yeah, when he was talking,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you better breathe. Breathe.
But the thing is that he knows, knows, and he thinks about this, and he talks like this, and you have to understand that he's looking at these particular items, and when he's looking at these particular items, we're going through these things, and you have to understand that when we're looking at the particular ones, we're looking at this,
Yeah.
and it's like
He's so passionate. It's
and
you
he
have
says
to.
stuff
you
that
got to
other people
listen.
doesn't say, because he actually knows the frequency of how stuff like that comes up, and it's just like,
Mhm.
you know.
But that's
Yeah,
where the
he has
specialization
broke it
comes in.
down.
And so Paula said something to be read earlier, right? I can't do it because there's no way you can learn everything about everything. And in this hobby, you should never, ever delve to be the expert of everything. Paula corrected me early on, right? Hey, you're trying to take on too much. Choose something you really, really are passionate about and dig into it, right? Working with Shay. Shay was like, I'll give you some items.
Myself an expert at anything.
Right.
I just
Me either.
love to do what I do because it's what I like to do.
But you look at
correct people all the time when they call me that. I am not an expert. I am a student. I will forever be a student. I know stuff. I know more than some and less than some.
the only time I was ever an expert, and I always say this, it's just my stupid running joke, is when my mom and dad were together.
There you go.
So that's the only time
you're
I've
only
ever
an
been an
expert for a
expert.
second.
Yes. Farm Dog or Eric, do you
Attribution
know
would be
who is attributing quarters now?
Tanner.
Wiles.
Tanner.
Tanner Scott will be attributing quarters in the future. He is not accepting attributions at this time.
Oh, he just
Did it for you
accepted
because of that
5
quarter
of
thing.
mine.
Yeah. But he's the one, he is in charge of the Wexler double die listings.
He is a smart kid, let me tell you.
I was shocked because I went to his website and he's got some stuff on there that he's been playing. He does pretty good.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
be great.
I was kind of shocked that he was as young as he was.
Do you have
he's gonna be great.
do you have information on him that you want to throw in the chat?
I don't.
So for those
No.
people that know, okay.
Yeah, I kind of found it by chance, and I don't feel comfortable sharing it.
Yeah. We're friends, but I can't. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And but he will be attributing for the Wexler listings
Yes.
in the future.
And he is also cleaning up that site right now.
Yeah, him and Daniel Griffin are, and I think Daniel Griffin's moving, so that's another reason why they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But also, you can go to the Coneca forum. I don't know if they're doing it the same way that they used to do it, because I did see that they increased the price of attributing coins, $6 for members, $10 for non-members. And I don't see is this they had the forum where they were saying, hey, is this an RPM? And then they would say, yeah, but we can't get to it right now. We'll send you an email when we can get to it. That kind of stuff I have seen is not on the forum anymore. So I'm assuming you send somebody an email and then they tell you what to do.
Yes.
So that's another option. So there's 3 options, Farm Dog, for quarters. I personally would probably lean towards Coneca right now just because Tanner's not doing it. Otherwise, I would probably send it to the Wexler files.
Yes.
And that's just a personal opinion. I'm a Coneca
But you
member
could
and
also
everything.
send photos to Livecoin Q&A and get an
could do that
opinion
too.
before you. But you probably have already done that. So
Yeah, that's a good thing to do.
he's probably already done that.
You talking to me?
No, Farm Dog.
No.
You talking to me?
You're talking to me.
I was like, because I sure as hell haven't done it.
No, he's probably already
I
done it.
almost did.
Well, so I don't know on the quarters. There are several new
Double
Dr.
die.
Sally Murray DDOs.
Yeah.
Several.
That was my communication with Tanner.
Yeah.
Is when you were saying that, I think it's master doubling. It's like, man, you kind of got to
We went back and forth
a
with
little bit
that.
more to figure it out.
Yep. Yeah, we went back because he looked a lot deeper into the coins than I did.
Yeah.
I got kind of stuck on the date, so I wasn't looking at anything else on the coin. But come to find out, there were a couple doubled ears and hair, the ear and the hair.
Yeah. Now I've got to look at that. I just ran through
5
6
different
rolls.
dies. He found
looking at
5
the date.
different dies in the coins that I sent him.
And my roll from the mint had the double die on the date, but the other ones I didn't even look real close. I just kind of rifled through them one Saturday afternoon.
Did I send you the photos of the 5 new?
No, you
Double
sent me
die?
photos of 2 of them, I think.
Okay, I'll shoot those over to you. And you can look for the other ones too. There's 5.
But like I've said along, I think something's changed at the mint, whether it's even from who's the shop manager or something, because you're finding doubled earlobes on pennies. Yes, they were there in the past, but you're just finding them more die pairs than just one. You're finding, and like the nickels have been ridiculous. And it looks like they're going to be ridiculous again this year if they ever start making them.
Yeah.
Because I think there's already 20 listed double die reverses.
Yeah, which kind of stinks because because when they become so common.
Well, it's like the Minnesota quarters and even the The doubled columns. There was a lot of people back in the early 2000s that collected those doubled columns.
Oh, Shay still loves them.
I like them. I keep them when I find them.
Me.
Amanda.
There was a good trade value in them. I mean, people were trading back and forth trying to get them all. So
It does have a nice die clash. Yes, you're right. I found my first 2024 D Lincoln cent. It's actually my first 2024 anything that I found.
I still haven't found
change.
I haven't seen any.
rolls.
I haven't even seen 24s.
I got 2 2024 rolls from the Home Depot,
Oh, nice.
but I hadn't gotten 2023 rolls in Florida yet, where I'm at anyways. I'm still getting
I just got one.
Yeah, I've seen
2021
plenty of
rolls,
2023 coins, but I haven't seen any 2024s. Not in any
So-
denomination.
What I'm wondering is, so are we going to, so I remember when people were getting like full $50 boxes of like the 2018s, right?
They're still getting full $50 boxes of 2024s. They're making, that's one coin that's actually kind of easy to get, is the
Right.
2024 halves.
I have heard that. But
And,
I remember the 2018s, people didn't start really seeing those until the following year.
Yeah, well, that was because for the first time in 50 years, they needed halves in circulation because there
Right.
wasn't any. They'd all been pulling out by people trying to find silver. And
So are they
I don't know.
holding
I think
back?
it's
Because
more of
they're producing these coins. They
yeah,
have
I think it's
been
more of a
producing them.
2009 type thing.
Yeah.
They put a bunch of cash into circulation
Mm-hmm.
to try and stop us from going into a depression or recession. And now they're reclaiming it. And that's how they kind of reclaim it. You know, they're reclaiming coinage and dollar bills.
Right.
Uh,
That's what I'm thinking, is that it's there. The coins are there. They just are not circulating.
I mean,
They're
even
not putting them
COVID,
out
I
there
had
yet.
at the time, he no longer owns it. But I had a friend that owned a armored truck service in Detroit.
Mhm.
And we just got to talking on Facebook. I didn't talk to him that much. And I says, what's the deal with the coins? He says, I got so many coins that they don't even fit in my vault. They're in bins out in the truck warehouse. And I says, well, why is that? And he says, the Fed is telling me not to distribute these coins. Because the way they work, they try to get coins way out and then let them work back into the hubs. So they didn't want to distribute it into the hub when there's no coinage further out. So eventually he ended up driving coins over 100 miles out in the middle of nowhere to banks where he usually didn't go. And I was like, really? And he says, yeah, it all has to do with when people started using all their credit cards at home, all the cash filtered down into the main hubs. So there was no cash out in the sticks. So that eventually, that's how when they started opening back up, he got his trucks and moved all the stuff way back out and then let it trickle back in again. And like he said, he goes, I sold the place after that. He sold it to Loomis.
Huh.
So
Well, my biggest fear is the people that are spending $170 on a nickel roll right now.
on what? Oh, a nickel
On a
roll.
roll of nickels.
No.
Actually,
That's
they've
what
come
I'm
down. They're
for.
only like
No.
$35 now.
Yeah, no.
Really?
That's crazy.
Okay.
I mean, there's still people
Well, that-
asking 140, but the ones that are selling at 30, $35.
That's still too much.
That's
But, you know, in
yeah, but that's
2009, it
more
never came
manageable. But
but think about the
170,
people that-
$200
that
for a
were
roll, hell
paying
no.
170 a roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Well, there's some people, they just want the first roll.
That's the FOMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's so again, you hear people like Blue Ridge and Adam, and they talk about that. It's like, are we going to promote that? No, but if you're going to be selling it, it's the time to do it, right? Where people are going to be spending that money, but don't be buying them.
That's been forever. I can
Don't be
remember
buying them. They're not going to hold the value.
Bankrap 2001 and 2002 rolls. And if you got them in January, you made a killing off of them. I'm guilty as charged. But I didn't charge $35. I charged like $4.
Well,
You know?
it's like, the extra fire, or remember when the EC, the NQ stubbling came out and everybody said it was double die and they were selling for 40, 50, 60, 70, $80. If you were on that first train, you were selling them, you were making good money, but you were doing it at somebody's expense. So you got to be careful. I mean, I understand that there are
And that only lasts
times where you want to be the first at something.
for a couple weeks, and then
Man,
it goes back down to the normal rate.
You got to be careful. You might
Yeah.
get lucky and find something and have it explode, but man,
Well, like I say, a lot of the people that like early rolls, they like it just to say they have the first rolls. They think it's something big. They don't realize that the die pair wears out in a day. So they're making early straight coins every day. Oh, Paula, I got something. Did you read Aeroscope?
Oh, I got it. On the rusted dice.
Your favorite coin.
Oh, the V? Yeah, I know. Hey, did you see the 21D or 23D, I mean, that's out there?
The double die reverse?
No, the extra V
It's the 24D.
or 24. No, it's 23, isn't
There's a
it?
24D out there too.
Oh, I didn't know that. There,
Yeah.
I know there's
Interesting.
23.
But
Several.
I'm not too. It hasn't. When the person that posted the picture, he goes, I went through a $50 box and I found this, and everybody was like, well, did you find like 50 of them?
Yeah.
No, I just found one. Well, it's probably just a one-time anomaly thing.
Well,
But
the one that I saw looked pretty darn good.
yeah, well, this looked good. It looked really
So-
good, but he only found one in a $50 worth.
But listen, people aren't going to find something they're not looking for.
That's
So
fact.
if they've only been looking,
Yeah.
if they've only been looking for the Philly,
people are going
then
to
they-
find something that they are looking for.
they're
Even
what?
if it's not there. I mean, it's pareidolia.
Oh, right. No, right.
So-
But you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I've seen. I didn't see the 20. Maybe it was a 2023. I don't know, but it was just recently I saw one, and I didn't know that there was more than one.
Yeah, I've seen a few now.
Huh.
I've seen a few. So
So did you read the Aeroscope article and then tell
I
me? what
haven't
you
read the
think?
article. I read Jason's on the rusted dies, but we had him up too. So
Yeah,
but
read the article and tell me what you think about it.
okay, I will. Do I have
I'm
to?
indifferent
Okay,
on
I
that.
will.
I don't know. There could be a million reasons. There's a lot of speculation.
I think Sean too wrote that, right?
I didn't even see who wrote it.
Yeah, I think
To be
Sean
honest,
too
I
wrote it.
didn't even look who wrote
I've
it.
had several long discussions about possibilities on this coin with him.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I like how he worded it.
Yeah.
I did read some of that.
I mean, it's not a bad article.
No,
I
it's
don't know if
not.
I agree with the conclusion, but the conclusion is absolutely possible.
Well, really, was there any conclusion? I mean, he just kind of gave a theory, right?
There a little bit. It's a theory, but you know,
Yeah. Which
I've heard
everybody's
conclusions
is
from a
a
bunch of
theory.
people,
Mike's
and
was a theory.
it's as good as anybody else's conclusion, except for mine. of
But
course.
you
My
know, I
conclusion
have
is that it's a
said
bunch of-
I did
Oh.
read that he said it's not. He doesn't believe it's intentional. I've
Yeah.
said that too, so I am in agreement with him on that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was intentional.
But I just thought I'd mention that. I didn't know if you saw it or not.
And here's the biggest reason. If they had intentionally carved something into the working hub, then it would have been on multiple dies.
That's right. That's
So,
absolutely right. To me,
They
it's
would have
something
had
laying
to
on
have
the die because
added metal to a single working die.
in 2023P, there's 4 locations.
There
where the wheels
is.
are.
Yes.
Oh yeah, ask Ken Potter. He saw them all.
I know he has. I've also
And
had long.
to me, that tells me that there's something on the hub making the dies that's moving as it's doing it.
And that's
Piece of
possible.
debris, piece of
something.
yeah, a piece of something. That's the best way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I sit on it. I think there was just something on the hub.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it could have been something on the die blank. That's possible. It could have
been. It's just like the 5 on the cheek. Multiple theories on that. I think the most agreed upon one was hubbed in debris, except for the person that found it that thinks it's actually a 5.
Uh-huh.
And it's his own overlay dispels that theory. But
you digress.
whatever. That goes back to the whole discussion we had earlier about multiple experts coming together, having theories, having discussions. At the end of the day, it's Occam's razor. What is more likely than not?
That's right. Even with die varieties, there are some people that will say, "Oh, this is a variety," and there's a group of people that will say, "Oh, no, I don't think it is." Mm-hmm. Or some people will say, "Hey, this is master hub doubling," and then others will say it's not.
There's disagreement on what makes a variety. John Sullivan just in an interview with Ben the Coin Geek, and I did something that I never thought I would do. I disagreed completely with John Sullivan.
Yeah.
Because he said that anything that is on the die is considered a variety. I totally disagree with that.
Well, yes.
Because to make it a variety, it has to have every single coin that die created.
That's
every single coin that die created.
See, my definition is that it's on the die from creation.
Exactly. He called die breaks, right?
And die clashes, yes.
And because there were coins that
happens during the minting process, not during creation.
Yeah. Thank you. So that was crazy. I'm like, oh, I'm actually disagreeing with John Sullivan. I'm making that public, and I said I wouldn't do that, but you know how that goes.
But it's subjective. You're entitled to that. That's like that 68D double die. John Wexler says that that's a master hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, but disagreeing, folks, isn't a problem.
And there's
it just furthers the discussion.
James Wilds disagrees. He says that there's a reason that it's not.
Yeah.
Paula, you were talking about is it Jack or maybe not, who was it, that used to call something and he's retracted it? So
Alan Herbert. Okay.
Talking
he used to call it strike doubling.
Right. And so even
that goes back to a lot of terms though.
But that's the point. So it's okay to disagree and say, I don't agree that that's what that is. Because even the person who coins the term or coins the phrase may come back and they say, that's not correct. That I was wrong in that.
Cherry pickers guides, you'll see many different varieties through the time that have been debunked.
Yeah, and it's not a problem to disagree with somebody. It's not a problem. You need to be okay disagreeing and having differences of opinion, but come to the table with why you feel that way. Understanding that there may be something about that they know that you don't, but in term, just sometimes you're not going to agree. It happens in every community, happens in medical, it happens in the science community, it happens scholarly, it happens in Bible, it happens everywhere, right? So you don't have to agree. You just have the discussion. That's what really matters. Have the discussion.
Absolutely.
And learn. And
there
right?
Is some
that's the important piece.
Involved in minting coins. There is some science involved in that.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. A lot of science.
Like what I've been working on. This has been something that has been accepted as gospel for almost 30 years. And all of a sudden it's just like, these are the same coins. And there's a lot of proof. I mean, I've got a lot of proof, but not enough proof to say, hey, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
because ultimately it's just my opinion. But I got a lot of proof. I mean, I can send you overlay after overlay after overlay.
Most things are opinion, Eric. Most things
Yeah.
are opinion. It's just who has more evidence of it being one thing or the other.
That, and I've got a bunch of coins that I'm comparing. So I'm
Yeah.
working with a bunch of photos and a bunch of coins.
What is more likely than not? It all goes back to Occam's razor, right? What
Yep.
is more likely than not? So,
And that's what happens when I find something in a reveal that I think I know, and then I find out that I just don't know. I spend 2.5 days looking at
with
a
no
$5 coin
conclusion.
to come to a conclusion.
Yeah. That's frustrating.
No,
That
I love it.
for me, it's
That's why I do
frustrating.
it.
I want a conclusion.
I got a conclusion. It's my conclusion.
Yeah, that you don't
But
know.
like I said, I spent 2.5 days, and to me, it was great quality time. Chuck was like, "Why are you doing this?" I says, "Well, it's a reveal coin." He goes, "Okay, well, that explains why you're doing it. But really, why are you doing
Why
it?
are you
Just let
doing
it
it?
go." And it's like, nope, too late now. Not letting it go.
Oh my gosh.
Well, folks, we got just a couple minutes. We got Will's Treasures loading up the premiere train here in about 2 minutes.
Sorry, Frosty. We took off with the.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
else is new?
I have
right?
you two on here. If this doesn't go sideways, then you guys aren't feeling well. So, no,
All
the
right,
great,
you guys have a great weekend.
great discussion. Thank
Bye,
you guys for being in here. We'll be in our normal link tomorrow if you want
Cheers,
to come on
everybody.
up. I'll send you guys my thoughts for more discussion for tomorrow. But thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Perfect. See you guys.
Have a good one. We'll see you at the reveal later. All right, everybody. Go in. Link is in chat. Go check out Will's Treasures. Thanks so much for being in here again. To be rad, thank you so much for coming up earlier. He is an exciting part of this community. I think he's going to have a lot to bring. We're going to be doing some stuff and collaborations together. Again, go over and check him out. Make sure that you give him the thumbs up. Go check out that link. Again, it's in the link description. I'm going to put it in the description of both videos as soon as I leave here. But go show him some love. And again, we'll be putting out some stuff. So take care, be well, be blessed. Head over to Will's Treasures. Please let him know that Frosty sent you. And for all of those who had that little banter early on with the super chats, thank you for that. It's a lot of fun. For those who gifted membership, Snoopy, thank you so much for that. Very kind. Stan, thank you very much for your support as always. Y'all take care, be well, be blessed. I love you, and I will see